Hi there everyone. Right, so today I'm going to be working in my greenhouse and I thought you might be interested in an update on the seedlings that I'm growing here. So for anyone who hasn't seen my previous videos, I'll just give you a quick update. So all the little seedlings in this greenhouse are white because I'm creating a white garden at the back of my house. Um, so I sowed all the seed on the 12th of October in my conservatory, which is unheated. And then on the 9th of November, I pricked all the little seedlings out, put them in module trays, brought them into this greenhouse and watered them all. And then I've made videos showing the sort of progression of the seedlings. And the surprising thing was that to me was how little water they needed to keep them alive. They just sort of grew to a certain size and then stayed dormant. And because I wasn't watering them as much as I had in previous years, I didn't get any green mold on them. I didn't get any damping off. It was brilliant. So yes, so they were watered and brought in here on the 9th of November, and 98% of them didn't get another drink of water until the 23rd of January when Storm Aisha hit the UK. And a pane of glass, there's a video out on it, I'll put it in the description box below. There's a pane of glass came out the greenhouse, it blew the door open, wreaked havoc in the greenhouse. Lots of the module trays were just tipped upside down, the plants out on the floor. The ones that were left, there was no gentle hardening off. It was a full named storm hit them, and they were sort of smashed over. So anyway, at that point on the 23rd of January, I had to give them a drink of water to just help them to try and stand back up. So we are now at the 9th of February. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and show you round, because the other thing I've learned is that as soon as I gave them that drink of water, it sort of awakened them out of that dormant state and they've just taken off. So I know a few trays of the Amimagus in particular, which is a very, very tall plant, beautiful. It grows about 5-6 foot tall. That has gone quite leggy. And today I'll be taking those out of their module tray, potting them up, and maybe sort of giving them a bit of a haircut to sort of make them bush out. Right, so I'll show you around. So these are Amimagus, that very tall flower. Most of the seedlings that sustained the most damage are in my conservatory now, but this tray here was looking pretty poorly. So that's a tray that wasn't damaged, and this is a tray of the same little plant that was in the path of the storm. So I cut down most of the leaves that had no chance of standing back up, and you can see already they're starting to grow new leaves there. There's another little one. Nature's brilliant, isn't it? And these ones are the Bascom Snowy Spires, and I think it'd be really interesting if you have the time to look at the videos that I'll put in the description panel below for you, just to see how much they've come on since I watered them. So that's a really good lesson for me. If you can keep your little plants alive on minimum water, it sort of keeps them semi-dormant, and it's only when I've watered them that they've doubled in size. So these ones are Antirrhinum White Admiral. I mean, look at the size of them. And those ones are Apple Blossom. Then I've got lots of lovely little white foxglove seedlings here. Some more Antirrhinum Apple Blossom. Then we have I don't know whether it's because the seed was fresher or the position in the greenhouse, but these ones have gone quite leggy. But these are the Ami Majors again. I was expecting that. I grow them every year. So I think today I'll be taking these ones out of there. Oh yes, you see the roots are just coming out of the bottom there, and they've got nice root runs there. So they're not pot bound, they're definitely needing to be put in a bigger pot. I'll be putting them in a 9 centimetre pot. Then I've got nice bushy little white lupins here. What's this one? Antirrhinum apple blossom, white foxgloves, and more Ami Majors. And then on the shelves, it's just the sort of stragglers, the seeds which took a long time to germinate. So I've got some Ami Majors. The White Admiral Antirrhinum were very slow to germinate, and I got about half as many White Admiral as I did, well, probably a quarter White Admiral seedlings as I did the Antirrhinum apple blossom. If you've been watching my splitting heuchera videos, these are all the little heuchera cuttings that I took. These are all the beautiful new watermelon heuchera that I was gifted. I split him up because I love him so much. I want lots of him. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be potting up these antirrhinums, and then I'll keep them in the greenhouse for another couple of weeks. You know, we are early February here. And then after that, I'll put them into the new cold frames outside there. Right. So I've got my peat-free compost there. And then I've got my little 9 centimetre pots, because what I'm thinking, if you can see, the modules are quite deep and they've got a lovely root run on them. You can see through, but they're quite shallow. Whereas that 9 centimetre pot is going to give them a bit more depth and a lot more width. So you just put a bit of soil in the bottom. Oh, and that's beautiful. Lovely, healthy little plant. Not too, well, not root bound at all, but definitely starting to look for more soil and nutrition. So we'll pop him in there. Fill him up like that. So don't press him down too much. And really, so we're 9th of November, really I want these to sort of stay as small as possible until it gets into March, and then I'll pop them out. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to get the scissors and I'm going to snip that leaf off there, just to sort of take the strain off him, because he will have a little bit of a shock going into a new pot, and then he'll bush out. So that's that one done. And what you have to be extremely careful with when you're getting your seedlings out is you can't grab a hold of this stem because you would damage it. So really just sort of make a V with your fingers, cradle the young seedling, and then sort of gently push with your thumb at the bottom of the module and give it a little shake, and it should come out. I say these have gone a bit leggy, but they're a very leggy plant anyway. They're fabulous, but they're designed by nature to be leggy. go. They're going to be so happy in these pots. If it wasn't for the storm, it would have been very interesting to see how long these plants would have survived without water, how long they would have stayed dormant. And what I'll do is when they're all potted up, I'll put them back on in their little drip tray and give them a nice drink of water. And the seedlings that are in my conservatory, oh, they think they're on holiday in the Caribbean, even though there's no heat in there. Some of them, mind, were so ravaged by the storm that I trimmed them right back and put them on a heated mat, just to try and resuscitate them. And I haven't lost any. And this is where I really start running out of space in the greenhouse, because you're going from, you know, how many is here? 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 little plants contained in a module like that to each one of them in a pot that size. So you have to be very creative about where you're going to store your plants. Hence my need for the cold frames, which I think by the time this video goes out, the cold frames should be up and running. And all these pots that I'm putting these little seedlings into have been washed out. I washed them out at the end of the summer last year, and they've just been stored. Don't put your new little plants into dirty pots, because you don't know what bugs they've got in them. So if you haven't got any 9cm pots, or you run out of them, you can use these, which obviously I've bought a 4-pack of some kind of plant, but these are very good for space saving. I actually find that plants are easier to get out of these module trays when the soil is very dry. But then on the other hand, where gardeners are always told, oh, give everything a good drink before you move it, or it just sort of helps it with that transition from one place to the next. I do like these see-through modules. I like keeping an eye on how the roots are developing. Whereas the brown pots, obviously you can't see until they come out the bottom. I'm left with a tray of nice little lupins, and I can have a look and see, and they're nowhere near coming out the bottom yet, so they'll be fine in there for another few weeks, which is great. So I'm just going to continue potting on all these little plants, and then I'll give them a nice watering in, and then that'll do for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.